So not all that long ago, I asked people to give me a list of ideas of what I should review to keep things going on my channel, and I promptly responded by doing none of it. Instead, I've decided to go with the odd choice of reviewing Robots in Disguise Fracture. It's true the show is more aimed at the kids, but at the same time, I just couldn't help myself and stay away like I thought I would. Now, in all fairness, I am giving the show a shot. It has given me some few surprises that, yeah, you know, aren't bad. I mean, first of all, Batman Beyond voices Bumblebee, so definite ups, big plus for that. Not to mention Cullen's back as Optimus whenever you get to see him in the role. And then I think what has to be the greatest character ever is the upcoming Bisque, who is the just most badass car ever. This is what got me in the show. I'm sorry. Lobster car. And from Bisque, I found myself going to bikes, which is how we got here today, and I'm actually genuinely surprised by what I have here. Way back in the RID Wave 1 days, you probably would know Fracture better as that unsightly, ungodly mess of a launcher with the tumorous growth out of side. And you know, you couldn't be faulted if you looked at that and thought for a second, it's like, hey, it's that paper cube that used to be Blur from Animated. Truth be told, that thing was actually Robots in Disguise Fractor, more accurately represented here as a futuristic from the year 3000 Harley Chopper. For the longest time ever, whenever I saw this Bounty Hunter Gone Deluxe on the shelves, I just avoided him. I mean, sure, he kinda looks like every Transformer toy ever, just hanging on the pegs, but then you get in close and you notice some strange things, like they printed the instructions on how to transform him on the back, and his character dialogue bio is a single line that just says, "To change back, just reverse transformation steps?" Ugh, kill me! Where's the character arc? But after a while, I just decided to bite the bullet and get the guy. And I'm glad I did, because the alternative of trying to hunt down Combiner War limbs was just about as successful as mining for helium-3. Motorcycles have to be actually one of the more harder prospects to pull off than anything Transformers related. They range from way too simple to way too terrifying a lot of the time. Also, let's forget real-world positioning sometimes and just change up how we do things, because this giant tailpipe bazooka and kickstand shouldn't be on the same side at the same time. Now, assuming you don't accidentally kick off the kickstand when you kick it down, you're probably going to kick off an explosion when you kick that tailpipe. Kicker. But you have to know to judge accordingly, and this is why I kinda have a thing for Fracture, because in a world full of Rice rocket bots, he's the standout chopper con. And this is actually a cheat, no two ways around it or about it, but the entirety of the bot's bulk is in the boxy bit right here. You can plainly see for yourself, it's all self-contained. Now, the fat body shaming issues aside, you have to get over any action figure you ever try to position on this guy will never ever anatomically ride away, ever. But from the profile of this angle going onward, he looks like the real thing. Clean and just a menacing purple, like a Decepticon should be. Like you know what he is when he comes at you. Not only was he something different, evoking the muscle style of Chopper we haven't seen often before in Transformers, or I think ever, but also his bot mode kinda looks like the kind of guy who would ride that mean machine. Now, the first thing I thought to myself when I saw Fracture for the first time ever just hanging there in stores was, that kind of looks like the pre-evolved form of Megatron. I mean, just what with the purple and the head crest and the arm armament here. Shout out to all my fellow Lefticons out there. The only things that are possibly going to hold you down are these giant armor ornamentations on his shoulders that just happen to get in the way a little too much of his giant Zuka here. But the really great thing about Fracture's Doomsday devices here is that it's practically its own adventure. Go hunting! Hello! Go clubbing! Go reenact that one scene from Terminator 2 where they invade Cyberdyne Systems and fight off all the cops. Now, I think it was a good call to split the wheels down the center like a donut and give half to each side, instead of doing something kooky, like doubling up the tires, or putting one wheel on one side, and then putting another wheel asymmetrically somewhere else just to make it kooky. Looking at it, they seem slightly out of place like giant coat buttons, but hey, it's better than that Kickstand again. Stay in place. Fracture. The only toy in this kid-friendly Robots in Disguise landscape that's gonna call your mom a bitch and then give you nightmares with his pizza cutter head. And then he gon' ride away.